Well, hello there everybody, welcome back. So we are in the same day still as we finished the last episode, because I would like to collect or gather the grass that's left on the field here into some nice rows so that we can then pick it up a little bit better. So I have been to the shop and leased a very cool old school windrower, which is this guy on the back, the Z234. I think that's a B there, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, don't forget the B. But that's pretty smart. I like that. See, it's not huge, but that's not what we're doing on this series. So we're going to get that collected, and then I'm quite excited because something is arriving tomorrow morning. So once we've windrowed this up or gathered this up, we will sleep through the night, and with a bit of luck I'll bring you back in, and what I'm talking about should be at our farm, and I will explain better in the morning. So anyway, let's get this done. Now if I go like this and then come back down the other way, it should make these rows a little bit thicker. Obviously this side of the field is going to be a little bit sparse because we did pick up the grass for the sheep, so they have been fully topped up. I put some more in there just to max them out, so whatever's left on these two grass fields is ours. We're going to collect it and put it into the bunker silo, which is over by the cow farm. Now I'm going to see how much we get before I decide whether to cover that. I may wait and get another cut off of these two fields so that it gives us a little bit more silage to be able to sell, because I don't think we're going to get a huge amount off of these two fields, especially after pinching a lot of it to feed the sheep. And obviously this field here does need ploughing, it needs liming, but I'm not going to do that just yet. And I think when we do come to do that, I'm going to extend that smaller field over there a bit more. When we get over that side in a second, I'll show you what I'm on about, because we've got plenty of room I think there to be able to turn round and access the sheep pen. And what else do I need to tell you? Oh yeah, the water tanker, our new little water tanker, I went down to the lake and filled that back up, and I've put that over at the cow farm because obviously we do have sheds over there, so that will live over there because it is a little bit closer. In fact, you can probably just about see it in the background there next to the silo. So that is where that is going to live. Right, so we need to, I think, go up this way a little bit more. But this little fella's working pretty well. I think we did pinch a fair bit up this end, so there's not going to be a huge amount there. Now my only concern is missing some bits, because obviously if we sleep through the night the grass is going to grow a little bit, but it doesn't matter if we do miss some, we can always collect that next time around. I just thought putting it in the rows, it's going to give us a slightly better chance, isn't it, than right. So there's some fairly decent sized ones there, and our little field over there should be pretty good in terms of no, I don't want to do that, do I? I want to go down this side, so that's defeating my explanation that I was saying about getting some bigger rows. Yeah, the field in front of us has been fully fertilised, that's all nicely ploughed, it's had lime, so we should get a decent amount off of there. But we are losing light. The sun is starting to go down because we are in winter. I'm not sure whether we're going to get any snow though in this area. I hope so, that would be pretty cool, but then that is going to limit us to what we can do. But we'll see what happens. Just a couple of little bits there, that's okay. I should be able to grab them when we collect. Right, something like that. There might be a couple of little bits here and there, like this side here I've missed a little bit, but shouldn't be too bad. What I might do is actually turn our lights on over this side, because there are a lot of trees in our way of the sun. That's making it look very dark along here. So off we go. And then let me explain what I'm trying to say. So when we do eventually get the plough, it's going to be quite a big job, that ploughing up this area. We'll have to lime it as well, but it's going to give us our best chance of getting some really good grass off of that field. Seems like a lot of work, but I think it will be worth it. I mean, you can always give me your thoughts on that as well, but this guy has had all that, like I say, but it's not very big. But what I was thinking is, when we do get the plough out, I'm going to just push out a little bit further, because this is kind of our track up into where the sheep are. Could probably make that a little bit better, that track, but I'm going to just push out a little bit here and come all the way up and kind of square round to meet up with that. That gives us all this area, then this space to be able to turn around, because obviously we are going to have to collect pallets of wool eventually, etc. So we'll still have a decent area to turn around. I mean, I could maybe even come off on a sort of funny angle and just leave that as a track there, and just be able to turn around up this end and then scoot across. I will decide that nearer the time, but I think that would be a pretty good idea, just to push these fields out a bit better. And then obviously we do need to work, or do some work, in those other two fields we've got. The field where I started cutting down the oak trees, like I said before, that's a bit of an ongoing project, but that's going to be a decent sized field when it's all done. Try not to try and drive into people's crops, but that is the plan. So anyway, I think what I'll do, guys, is I'll finish this off. You've probably seen enough of this now, shouldn't take too long, and then I'll return the little windrower we've got here to the shop, and I will see you in the morning. Well, depending on what time this thing gets delivered, but I will see you at some point the next day. Good morning to you all. So as you can see, our money has gone down a little bit because our item has arrived. Now, I didn't want to say too much to you guys in case it didn't happen, but basically a few days ago I put an ad in the classifieds reaching out to anyone, local farmers, anyone else with just things they didn't want, and basically I was after a forage wagon or loading wagon, pretty cheap, second hand, that's going to be within our budget and our sort of style of farm here. And I had a response, a fellow farmer called Rusty, who was working along the Black River there. He's got a farm set up. He didn't want his anymore. He's trying to upgrade and decided to sell that, so we snapped it up. Now this thing has arrived via boat and rail, so pretty cool. It's cost us 2,200 because it is second hand, but that is pretty cheap for what we want. And here it is, look at that. As you can see, it looks well used. It is second hand, but that is absolutely fine. That is going to be fantastic for us, guys. It's going to be a lot better than picking it up with a hay fork. So still old looking, pretty cool. Now obviously most of you will know I'm talking about Rusty Money Gaming, and if you want to see the sort of build up background behind this sort of storyline involving this loading wagon, please go and check out his latest video on his Black River series. I think it's episode 9, where he created this scenario and then messaged me and told me about it, which is why I've included it into this series. But he basically, I won't ruin it, but honestly you need to watch it. He's done this before and it's just awesome how he does it and his attention to detail. So please go and check out Rusty Money Gaming's latest episode of Black River, in fact all of his episodes so far, because that is an awesome series that I am personally enjoying. But we have work to do now, so let's get up to our grass field. Now I'm hoping we should be able to easily see those swaths or rows that we put up there of the loose grass, because obviously the grass would have grown a little bit more as well. Let's just open those gates. I will leave them open, I think, because the chickens are pretty well trained. And then we'll pick that up, and I think we're going to try and do some work in this field today as well, which is been a long time coming, should we say. And as for the other field, we'll just carry on doing a little bit here and there. I know we haven't done anything for a little while up there, but we've been quite busy. And then once we've collected this grass, I don't think there's going to be a huge amount coming off of here. So again, like I said earlier, I think we'll see how much we do have before I decide whether to put the sheet over the chaff and then get it to ferment to silage. I think we might wait another month and then just cut those 2 grass fields again, and then go through this whole process again, because I think that's going to give us a lot more, and then we can sell it and get a lot more money for it as well. I'm not too sure when the best price is for silage. We've probably missed it, I expect, but it is what it is. At least it will give us more to get rid of and try and make a bit more money. Very bumpy, some of these tracks, but we will need to fertilise these 2 fields, so we will do that after this. Oh yeah, you can still see them, and you can see that it has actually grown a little bit more as well. So let's get out of the trees. But there's our loading wagon. That is pretty impressive. Let's turn that on and lower that. Wow. Awesome. This is going to be such a lifesaver for this farm. Now I hope none of you guys mind me buying this. I hope you don't think it's sort of not very vintage. It's an older style. Been waiting a long time for one of these guys to come out, and then 2 of them come out within like a couple of weeks of each other, which is always typical. There's quite a big chunk there. Wow, we do have a fair amount already. I probably should have gone. Let's just lift that up and go back a little bit. Let's try not to go in anyone's field. Do have, let's just turn the lights on. Yeah, we do have quite a big chunk there. Hopefully if we do miss any, it's just going to be the odd little bit here and there, and that's fine. With a bit of luck we can collect that on the next go round. It shouldn't rot away. I think we've done pretty good there so far. Couple more strips here. Some of them I did go over them a couple of times just to bring them all in together a little bit more. But I think that's looking pretty good. Again, we'll try, I'll tell you what, we'll go at the far end I think and start there. Looking pretty good though. This tree in front of us, I may chop that down. That is actually on our land. Oh, let's go down into that view. Just to get out of those trees. So there we go. I'll tell you what guys, I think we might actually just settle for this. We are almost full. This is more than I was expecting, and it just goes to show that this field here has given us a very good yield because we've looked after it, so to speak. Right, we've got a full load there. That's 8,500 litres. So let's head on over to the bunker silo. So we should, wow, it's so bumpy here. Should be able to go in through this way. Like so. Awesome. There's another set of gates there to the left that leads to that field, but that is not our field. So right, now can we, oh, there's plenty of room here. This tractor does turn very well, so we should be able to tip this in no problems. I'll try and keep it away from the edge just in case we have any problems collecting it. At the minute I've no idea how we're going to pick it up actually. Good point. But anyway, we will tip that. Then obviously we will need to compact it. I mean, I don't know, shall we wait another month or should we, that will give us quite a, let's have a quick look at the prices of silage, just out of interest. When is going to be good for us? So February, we are in January, wow, 5, 6, 7, oh look, they're, see, they're pretty good already, they're over that, and that livestock market is going up as well. So that doesn't make my decision any easier, does it? So I think we will wait another month. We're not desperate for money. Oh, we're now caught. I hope Rusty didn't see that. Smashing up his old. Let's go a little bit wider. There we go. We'll keep out of that bump. Oh, that bump there as well. Right, we'll pick up the rest and we'll tip that in there, and then we need to fertilise those two grass fields as well, because then that would give them their 100% as well, which is good. Probably I'd be interested to see how much these two little rows will give us. I think I might have missed, oh, I didn't lower the thing, did I? The pickup. Deary me, too excited now. There we go. Right, how much is this going to give us? That's 1,000 litres already. Now just imagine if that other field over there had 100%. we'd be looking at quite a decent amount just off of one cut. I mean, this is still going to give us did I miss a bit there? Just there, I think. That's still going to be 10,000 litres in there. I mean, to be fair, it may even be almost fermented by the time we do get to do another cut. So I think we might actually cover it over. So I think what I'll do, guys, is I will tip this in, I'll get it compacted, and then I'll bring you back in when we're going to blanket the silo. And then I need to grab hold of our fertilizer spreader and come back up there. So as you can see, it's got a lighter colour there because it's turned into chaff. I tip that out like so. Right, I'll see you in a bit, guys. Right, so we're just coming back in. I've parked the loading wagon up over there. That can live there as well. Might as well take advantage of the storage we have up in that farm. We're going to blanket this now, I think. I've definitely made my mind up. I know it's not a huge amount, but that'll be quite a lot for us. And hopefully February will be very good for price as well. There was 10,500 and something, so that is done. And like I say, I'm not sure how we're going to get that out yet. I will have to come up with a plan for that. But let's go and fertilise these two grass fields, and then we'll keep the fertiliser spreader on, and we will head, I'm just going to avoid that bump if I can, we'll head down to that small field by our farm. I'm going to give that a coat of fertiliser, and then we'll cultivate it, and I think we're going to put some potatoes in there. I think that would be a lovely little field for potatoes. Right, so we should be able to, it seems to be working pretty good to me. Try not to spray the sheep on our way through, that's not very nice, is it? There we go. That should be fully fertilised then, that one. He's running off, he didn't like that bit. Go, and then just a tiny little bit left on there. I may even make this field down that end there. I'll show you when we drive back past. When it comes to the time to plough this field, I may just push it out a little bit and make this end a little bit more better, if that makes sense. But this is our best field, so we definitely want to make sure this is fully fertilised and well looked after. You can just about see the stones still in there. That was a bit of an issue I had setting this up. I did explain it early on in the series, but there's not really much I can do about that now, so we'll have to go up just one little pass on that side. I'm not using too much fertiliser, which is pretty good. Missed a bit there with the mower, but that's fine, that will get cut next time. And there we go. There's the 2 grass fields done. Right, let's head back down to the small field. Right, here we go. Let's jump in here. We did lime it, so that should help us to see where we've been. I don't think we could quite get that in one pass, so although it looks like I'm missing a severe amount. Oh, there's a wall there. That's not going to do the tractor any good, is it? I was too busy looking at where we'd been with the spreader. Let's try not to do that again. So that gives that field its first stage of fertilizer. Now I'm hoping once we've put the potatoes in, we'll be able to do that again. So what I'm going to do is we'll pop the fertilizer spreader down just there. We do have a bag of fertilizer at the shop, but I think there's not a lot in there. Some eggs over there as well, which is good. Let's grab our cultivator. We'll cultivate that field. That should get it prepped and ready. It will get rid of those weeds, but they will be back. We know that. There we go. Let's try not to get caught on the... Awesome. I've already spoken to the store. They do have all the required potato equipment that we should need for this little field here, which is good. So as you can see, the weeds are disappearing, but they will return. Let's try not to hit that wall now. There we go. That's a little bit better, wasn't it? And I just try and go down that side. Just keep going along and down like that, I think. Awesome. We will need to buy a couple of bags of potatoes as well to put in the planter. That's something that has to be done, so that will be, I don't know, a couple of hundred maybe. See what they can do for us. Right, we should be able to get that strip in one go, hopefully. There we go. Right, that is that field all done. I'm just going to leave this cultivator down here as well. I will tidy up a little bit later. Let's head to the store though. Hopefully they haven't leased out the planter to anyone. They do know we are going to be needing it soon. I did say that was the plan for that little field. But it's a lovely winter's morning here. No snow as of yet. Right. We'll stop here and then I will go and get all the required bits and bobs, and I'll see you in a second. Right, so there's the potato planter all hooked up, ready to go. Pretty cool. We do have a couple of bags of potatoes to go in. Now, can I get them to go in? Yes. I probably should have lowered that, but we can just about reach if we're on tiptoes. And there we go. We do have potatoes in the back. $200 litres, that is all this planter will hold. I'm hoping that is enough. It's only a small field, but we will see. If not, we've only got to go to the store and grab some more. I think it was only €50 per bag, obviously 100 litres in each bag, and the planter we've leased for €56, which is pretty cheap. It would be nice to be buying our own equipment, but at the minute, if we can just get away with leasing it, we will do that. So let's see how we get on with this. We'll fire it up, and off we go. Wow, look at that, creating some nice deep ridges there. Potatoes are going in, and again, let's try not to get this tractor into the wall again. Still have that stump there, but that can stay there. It's not in our way at all. These bushes are a little bit of a nuisance, but again, they can just stay like that. Let's get lined up with there, and then off we go again. Brilliant. Oh, missed a little bit there. I think it might be the bumps in the field, possibly. Might be able to grab that little bit as we go back up, but it's not taking too long. It's not a huge field. I just thought it's, you know, it's an ideal little field, isn't it, for spuds. Oh, another little bit there. We'll have to see if we can do something about that. Can we get that bit? Might have to just do a little bit of touching up here and there as we go, I think. There we go. That seems to have got that bit. There we go. Hopefully this should give us a nice little return. Only time will tell though, won't it? Now, how's this going to fare down this side? It could be a bit of a bump there. Oh yeah, it doesn't like that at all. I don't really want to go across the field because that's going to put the ridges that way, so it's going to look a bit odd. So we'll get the bulk of it done, and then we will. Oh, it took a little bit there. Oh, I'm missing another. Oh my goodness, this is a little bit bumpier than I thought, this field. Hope it's not this planter though. I've never used this one, but with a bit of luck we should still be able to grab these guys. I wonder if we could get away with going across on the angle with them. I'll try that in a second. So we've got a little tiny sliver left to do down that side. Wow, we've not got a lot left in here at all, so is this going to be enough? It's not a huge problem if it's not, but it's a bit of a shame if we do have to go and buy a full bag for just a few more. Right, that is the bulk of it done. Now can we do, what if we go across on the angle? Yes, that worked, and it kept the ridges that way. Good. Not quite like that. See if it likes that way. There we go. Seriously running out of potatoes here though, guys. That's worrying. But it is working. Oh, that wasn't meant to help. That wasn't meant to work. I fired a worker then. Pressed the wrong button. Right, this is all going wrong now. Turn that back on because that turned itself off. Yeah, I didn't mean to press that button. I accidentally hired a worker there. I do apologise. Hope that didn't cost us any money. And why was she wearing just a t-shirt in this weather? Right, these two little spots. Awesome. Please get this last little bit, and look at that. We've got 5 litres left in the planter. Brilliant. That is that field done. We will put this down, I don't know, here. No one should be coming past. Let's hook onto our spreader. We'll fertilise this. That should be 100% fertilised then. We shouldn't need to do anything to this field unless there's any weeds that pop up, which we know is going to happen. And then once we've done this, I think we will call it there for this episode. Quite a productive one. We've got some new equipment, or second-hand equipment I should say, courtesy of a fellow farmer. Hit the wall twice, dent the front of our tractor twice. Look at that, we've got silage to come, we've got potatoes to come. Hopefully the sorghum field will be ready soon. I'm not too sure about soybeans. And then at some point we will definitely get that other field sorted out. We need to chop down another oak tree. But there you go. I think we'll leave it there for that episode, guys. Pretty good, productive day. Well, spread over 2 days basically. Oh, looks like we have got snow on the way now. So I'm glad we got all that done before that. But I hope you have all enjoyed it. If you have, please hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. That would be fantastic. And don't forget to smash that bell so you don't miss any future videos of mine. I've been Farm Sim Snowy. Stay frosty.